I think it's important to go over some solving two-step equations. So the rules are you want to make sure that you get your variable x all alone. So I like to make a line down the equal sign. I want to get x alone, but right now it's a 3x. So I want to get 3x alone. What's keeping 3x from being alone? It's this plus 6. So you have to do the inverse operation or opposite operation. And remember the golden rule, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Positive 6 minus 6 gives us 0, so we're able to cancel that out. And we are left with 3x equals. 12 minus 6 is 6. Now, remember, we want to get x by itself. So what's keeping x from being by itself? The 3. This is 3 times x. So you have to do the opposite of times. That is divide by 3. So we show that as a fraction. This fraction bar means 3 divided by 3. Well, if I have 3 and I divide by 3, I get 1. So I'm able to mark them both out because that equals 1. Which leaves us with x equals 6 divided by 3 is 2. So x equals 2. But we're not done here. The most important step, and this is the step that's going to ensure that you get the answer right every time, is to check your answer. The way you check your answer is you substitute in what you got into the original equation. So our original equation is 3x plus 6 equals 12. So we want to plug in 2 for x. So whenever I do that, I'm going to put in parentheses. So I'm going to put a question mark over the 12 because I'm not sure if it equals. If it does, then that means we did it correctly. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 6 more. Then I continue doing the left side. 6 plus 6 is 12, and 12 does equal 12. So we did it correctly. So now I can box in my answer. X equals 2 is my answer. Okay, let's do another one. So let's do 6p minus 10 equals 26. So this one doesn't have the x, but it has a p, so we're solving for p. Draw your line down your equal sign. We want to get p all by itself. So we want to get the 6p by itself. So minus 10 is keeping it from being by itself. So the opposite of minus 10 is plus 10. Negative 10 plus 10 zeroes out, so we have 6p equals 36. 6 times p equals 36, so it's saying 6 times what gives me 36. So to easily do that, we are going to do the opposite of times, which is divide. 6 divided by 6 is 1, so we get p equals 36 divided by 6 is 6. But before we say that is correct, we are going to check our answer. So 6p minus 10 equals 26. Plug in the answer that we got. So 6 times the p is 6 minus 10 equals 26. So simple math here. 6 times 6. Oh yeah, this is a question mark because I'm not 100% sure. That's why I'm checking it. 6 times 6 is 36. 36 minus 10. Is it 26? Yeah. 36 minus 10 is 26. So that means we did it correctly. So our solution is p equals 6. Okay, let's do one more. N minus, over 10 minus 20 equals 0. Okay, it's a little different, but we still see that n is with 10, so we're going to leave that here. But this negative 20 is what's keeping this n term from being by itself. So opposite of negative 20 would be positive 20. So now we have n over 10 equals 0 plus 20 is 20 still. Now this says n divided by 10. The opposite of dividing by 10 is multiplying by 10. So I show that by putting parentheses around this and parentheses around that. And whenever I would multiply these, this is like saying 10n divided by 10. Well, 10 divided by 10 is 1. So I'm able to cross it out because all that's left is 1n or n. Then 200 times 10, 20 times 10 is 200. But we still have to check our work. N over 10 minus 20 equals 0. So we got to plug in 200. So 200 over 10 minus 20 equals 0, question mark. 200 divided by 10. Well, if you were to divide 200 by 10, you could simplify it by the zeros, 200 over 1, or just 20 minus 20 equals 0. And is that true? Yes, 0 equals 0. So our correct answer is n equals 200. So that is just a quick review of how to solve two-step equations.